hope you're all doing well. I'm Real Crafty and welcome back to another episode of the City Project. Sorry it's been a while since I uploaded one of these videos, but I was recently ill and today is like the first day that I have had a voice back that I'm able to record with. As always though, I'm always working in the background, so as you will see I have added a new roundabout because I didn't like the road that I already had, and I have also, just over on the horizon here, I've made the path a little bit wider along the, is it called a boulevard? I think, along the pier. I've made the path a little bit wider and then added this green section with some palm trees. So back onto the main idea for today's video. To fill this area that I have planned out with stone with a petrol station, fuel station, or in America you call it a gas station. So yeah, that is today's plan. As always, we're going to start off with a bit of research. I'm looking at different images from just a general search of UK petrol stations. I also have one in mind, well actually two in mind locally, but for obvious reasons I'm not going to be adding images or videos of them on here just because I don't want to dox myself. Then moving on to images of Minecraft builds, just for a bit of inspiration. I'm not going to bore you with all the research I did. I just wanted to point out though that there was one image that I saw and really liked, and then realised it was a Corrales video, but then also realised that it was a textured world, so obviously they had blocks and tools basically that I don't have. There's also this one image I found which I wanted to give the proper credit, so I went into Instagram and Freedom Minecraft IP is the person that posted this image and all the other images related to this Minecraft build. Also, when I was first looking at this, I didn't see car wash in the background, and it is such a cool idea. I'm tempted to add this, but I don't know if I've got enough space. So the real reason that you're all watching this video, and not for the fact that I have crazy boring research skills when it comes to building in Minecraft, but the actual building, which I am better at. So I need to figure out where I want to put the actual like fuel pumps. And how many I want. I'm going to use that picture again for reference for like designing the actual fuel pump. I really like this. Although the copper's just a bit too bright, but unfortunately the copper update isn't quite out yet. I might switch these over once the update comes out. And then I'm thinking here, maybe just a banner as like an advert or the company logo or something. Yeah, I think that's, I like that. So now I just need to make that another 3 or 4. I think I'm going to do 4 in total, so another 3 times. I like the direction that this is going in. Obviously I've added brick pillars, although I still think the copper is too bright. So I wonder if I use chain instead. I still might swap it out for an oxidized variant of the copper rods when the copper update comes out. But I think for now, we'll just use some chain and some copper. And also a bit of, where's it gone? Bone block. Just for a little bit of texture and variation in the structure, I guess. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. So next we need the cover, the roof, if you will, to stop. Sorry, counting. To stop the water from mixing with fuel, because I'm assuming that's why everyone has roofs, you know, to stop the rain for when it rains. So just counting this, and then we will add a quartz. I'm thinking quartz, and then maybe clay, like terracotta or concrete, but maybe concrete's a bit too bright. So we'll just add a 1, 2, 3. There we go. We'll just add a rim around the top. So now for some lighting, I'm going to add some sea lanterns. Although I don't think I like the colour of them. I want to try one of the frog lights instead. I think they're a bit more subtle in terms of not having the harsh outline like the sea lanterns do. I very rarely use the green ones out as well. I usually go for the yellow ones, so I think we should go for a green theme with the petrol station as well. So let us grab the green terracotta, and then we'll do an outline of that. Or I could just fill. I'm bad at this voiceover stuff, not voiceover, like talking through what I'm doing. So I apologise for everyone. No, I don't. I apologise to everyone, not for everyone. I apologise to everyone that's watching this video right now because I feel like I'm not doing a very good job. Right, I'm just going to cut all of that out, but I didn't like the full solid block on the bottom, so I swapped it all out for half slabs. And I'm just going to finish filling this in with half slabs too. And then, because I've now done green terracotta to go with the green lights, I need to swap this banner out for the green ones so that it's all matching. So it all looks like the same sort of brand. And I want to add a bit of texture to the flooring. So we'll have a look at some of the different grey blocks to go along with the stone. Obviously, I feel like andesite is the most obvious one, so the moss was a little bit too green. And then I'm thinking, so I saw a TikTok once with a photo and I'm gutted that I can't find it to reference it, but I saw somebody made like traffic cones using the netherite helmet and the red sandstone wall. So now I just need some redstone contraptions to help me with putting the armor stands into the floor. So it goes something a bit like this. Using the powdered snow, we make a little layer to make it so that the armor stand only sticks up a little bit, and then using the netherite helmet, and then we'll push this one stone in, and then we'll push the wall down, and then it should look like a little make-believe traffic cone. Although the helmet is still sticking out the ground a little bit too much, so I might swap out the powdered snow for a trapdoor, I think. And there we have it, 4 little cones, because I want to make it look like this pump has broken and that it is leaking fuel. Or that somebody's maybe just not put it back in the stand properly and so it's leaking fuel. Because I've used stone for the floor, and obviously the coarse texture sort of makes it look like little puddles. At least I'm hoping that's the feel that it's giving off here. And then I think we could also, is that too much? No, I think it's fine. And then we could also, there we go, make it look like the fuel pump is on the floor, just like that. And then I think for the final part for this forecourt to be finished is to add numbers to the pumps, so that when you go in you say, oh, I'm on pump 2 or 4 or whichever one you're at. So let us make some numbered banners. And then we just need to add in some beams to put the banners on. And that should be the forecourt all finished up. So let's just add the rest of these on. And I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of like mug and foliage in this corner. So I'm not going to show all that. It's literally just these tiny pieces. And I think that is enough for this forecourt area. So I want to now start building the actual building. Because we haven't just wasted all this time building the forecourt, we're going to build a whole building too. Actually, I lied. I decided as one final piece of detail to add some life to this build, I am going to build a car. More specifically, I've decided to follow the tutorial on Crafteyslife page for the Mini Cooper because it's just small and simple. So the fact that I'm following that Let's Build, I'm just going to skip ahead to the end where it's built. There we go. I swapped the quartz out for mangrove just so that it was different. Right, I know I keep saying I'm gonna move on to the main building, but I found another little detail that I wanted to do, and it's this nest and birds in the tree, which can I say took me forever to spawn the right bird in with just the spawn egg. Oops. At least I have two of the right birds now, so they look like a little couple of birds in a nest, because I just used this dead coral as the nest. Right, onto the building. If I'm being completely honest, part of me just wants to like time-lapse this or just speed it up because I don't have an actual plan. I'm just going based off of vibes, basically. And so I don't really have like a thought process. I'm just sort of going with the flow. But we need the foundation first, so let's at least get to that point and we'll see where we can go from there. I'm just gonna add to the plan as well that this is sort of where I want the front door to go. Again, going based off of like the mental image of one of my local garages, which again I don't want to show an image of because I don't want to, you know, be announcing to the world where I live. But yeah, this is where I'm wanting the front entrance to go at the very least. Change of plan again. I'm not going to do the whole counting first. I think I want to just lay out the floor plan, or at least just get a feel for how big it is first, because I want it to be a decent size because we are right at the front of the city on the beach where there's going to be lots of people passing. So I'm just going to add in this stripped up log flooring, and then we'll go based off of how big the windows are, because I'm going to put some windows in the front, and how big it feels once I start adding everything else in. I think I want like a modern-ish look, so I'm going to use these deep slate brick walls to frame the window, and then I want like a glass door, but it's going to look weird because of the wall, but we're just going to deal with it because we can. So yeah, I'm going to use these to frame the 1, 2, 3, and then wall, 1, 2, 3, wall. There we go. So yeah, I think this is going to work really well, and it should sort of blend in with all the stuff that I have done so far in the forecourt as well. Just some granite for a tiny bit of texturing, I think. Should blend in enough. And then I want another window on this wall, because I think my idea is I want like a mini cafe or a mini coffee stop. Counting and building or counting and talking at the same time is very difficult. I want like a mini coffee shop cafe sort of thing, but not like a full-size one where people go in to sit for hours, just like a mini. I need a quick refresher on my journey to the beach with my family sort of thing. That was such a weird scenario to pay out. Another variant of the same colour, just for a little bit of lighter texturing, I think. I might get rid of this, I don't know yet. This might be way too contrasting, but I don't want it to be just like a clean building. I want it to have a little bit of variation, but not too much, because it's supposed to be sort of modern-ish. I just want it to show a little bit of age, I think. And then I don't want all the walls to be brick, so I need to figure another add a bit of depth as well. Another sort of pattern, I guess, to use in the walls. I think this works really well. I realise I'm talking quite a lot. I don't normally talk this much during like building processes, so I don't actually know what I'm saying or if any of it is making any sort of coherent sense. I just I'm trying out this way, and so if we like this format of me making videos, let me know in the comments, or whether we want to just go back to time-lapse videos, because I'm undecided. Like, I want to be able to talk through the process, but I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job at it. So I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where I just sort of stick at it and hope that I get better, or whether I should just basically give up and try something else. Not that I'm saying you should give up on your dreams. You should not do that. That is not a thing that you should do. But I'm saying, in my scenario, that I should maybe give up. I don't know. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. So I said before, I wanted a different kind of wall. I thought stone bricks would go very well. Turns out it didn't. Didn't like it. But obviously the deep slate goes with the framing of the window. So I think we're going to do some deep slate windows. No, deep slate walls, not windows. Deep slate walls as well, just to add a bit of variation to, and a bit of detail to the wall, because I feel like you can't add a lot of detail to just a plain brick wall without making it look grubby, if that makes sense. However, now this big brick wall looks a bit plain, so I think we should add some greenery. A, because bushes fix everything, just ask Corrales, and B, because we seem to have gone with a green theme for this petrol station, so I think adding more greens is a bit in. Let's count. Every 3. Yeah, we'll go with every 3, and then it's like perfectly. Hey, that was accidentally perfect. Did you see that? That was. There we go. And again, more variation, more story pieces. We are going to add some like drains, if you will, to the front of this building, just to add a little bit of character, add a little bit of something else. We'll add 2 here just to break up this front bit a little bit. I think I'm going to speed up building these final few walls, and then I will come back when the main walls are done. And then finally, to finish the outer shell of this building off, just the roof. Now I can't decide whether I want the lip to overhang or not. Usually overhanging works better, so I think, yeah, I think we'll have the lip sticking over like that rather than the in-bit. In-bit? I don't know the right terminology for this, so we're just going with. Anyway, I think some trapdoors might be good to sort of break up the colour as well. We'll see, I might change my mind on that too. And there we have the outer shell. We have this little loading door here, and I'll put like, I think maybe we could put like a lorry something here that's like unloading all the stock. And then inside seriously needs lit up, and then through this door here you've got the main. So I'm thinking like just a miniature cafe over here, and then the actual shop bit over here. We'll put maybe the tills on here, and yeah, and then actually, to be fair, we could theoretically put a car wash in, like I had said before. I feel like there might be enough space here, like if we extend this bit out, if we extend this bit out here, just so that it's just past the window. That, or we need parking. And considering this is supposed to be like an in-out system where, say, you drive here and then you go through for your fuel as you would do, and then back out this way. So we'll have to get some in and out signs, which I might try and put off until the new copper update, because it's got them shelves and then you can put banners in to make smaller signs rather than having these huge banners like that. So I think we need to get started on an interior. Hello, Editing Crafty from the future here. I was going to do the whole video bit of like the whole recording of decorating the inside, but considering that this video is now currently 23, nearly 24 minutes long, and I want this video out as soon as I haven't managed to do one in a while, I'm just going to skip to the end and then just give you a little tour of everything when it's all done. If I do build the car wash, I will not include that in this video, just so that you don't miss out on it. Right, and there we have our fuel station, although I have forgotten to put anything on there, but to be fair, I might just leave it blank, I don't know. So I ended up just leaving this as a car park, because you do kind of need some spots that aren't, but you never know, I might turn some of this bit into a car wash. I've added a few trees in the background just to sort of tie in this area. I do have plans for this, so that's why I'm sort of leaving this bit blank, and then we'll go take a look inside. Ouch, there is a roof there. So we have a miniature cafe here. I am in love with this rug design. It's yeah, I love the Spring to Life update with a little storage room, and this is your little cafe bit where you go get your coffee, and then this is the shop. I wish there was a better way to make shelves, but there is not, unfortunately. Not a way that I like and is like simple enough and compact enough. So yeah, here is your tills, this is where your staff stands, and then you've got your customers, some cold fridges, a coffee machine for a takeout coffee, which I don't know why when there's a cafe right there, but you know, it's there. And then we've got some public bathrooms, just, you know, your standard. And then through these doors over here, you've got just a storage unit. And actually, I added, so yeah, just a standard storage. I actually built this truck, lorry, again, another Corrales video. I modified the trailer a little bit just to be shorter, but I will link both tutorials that I have used for this and this car over here in the description, and I might actually make another car or something over there as well. So yeah, that is the end of today's video, because I have already edited some of it. And in fact, no, that's not the end of today's video. So this is the city map. I copy and paste it everywhere, just to keep it updated. I don't know if any of you guys saw the first episode of this city project. There was a massive 15 by 15 map. I'm essentially doing the same thing here. Obviously, as the city gets built up, this will expand. So I want, while we're here, to see this bit change. So let us update the map. Ready? Whoa, that was a lot more than I was expecting. I maybe should have done a bit of reveal. Maybe should have done like a gradual reveal as opposed to a whapam. But yeah, so that is our fuel station. I hope people enjoy this video. I want to improve on my video making skills. Not video making, but like explaining what I'm doing and things like that. I need to improve, so yeah, stick around for some more city projects, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Thumbnail! Wait, do we like this? What angle do we get the thumbnail at? We'll do that. This sign's just not in the right place for a good photo, is it? How about over here? How about over here? No, you still can't tell what it is. Oh, that might be the best one there. There we go.